Hello everyone, welcome to my live video. This live chat, we are basically just going to be talking about this live chat will basically just be talking about life in Canada and basically a bit of Canadian immigration, yeah, and everything in between. Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and be munching on my bread as we are talking about it. I was just trying to fix my wig there. I just came back from church, went for 8:30 a.m. mass and just came back from church and yeah, decided to do a quick live video and see how you all are doing. Whoop whoop whoop. So I may be doing some other things on my system here because I am currently using my phone to film the live video, so I'll be doing some other things on my system here. Hello to the person that just joined. Thank you for joining my live video. Today we're just going to be talking about life in Canada, immigration, and everything else. Yeah. Why does my live stream look like this? I'll probably go and edit that. Yeah, so basically, and yes, thank you all for 2,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for 2,000 subscribers. I'm so happy for each and every one of you coming to subscribe to my channel. I'm glad for the engagement, the likes, the views, the comments, and everything else. Thank you all so much. And yeah, that's just gonna be it. In between, I'm probably going to be, just like I said, I'm going to be doing some edits here and there. Okay. But basically, how have you guys been? How's everything going on your end? I believe everything has been fine. How is Nigeria or whatever country you are viewing from? You are viewing from rather. Yeah. How's it going over there? Hi, hello to everyone who joined in. So in this video or in this live video, we're going to be talking about life in Canada, right? Of course, do not forget to like this video for sure. Don't forget to like this video, comment, share the link with people. And yeah, so let's basically get started. Many people keep asking me, hi, how you doing? No, I'm not from Syria. Hello, Bobsy. Rana, I'm not from Syria. I'm from Africa. I'm from Nigeria. It's a country in Africa. Yeah, so I recently moved to Canada, and that's why I'm sharing this this Canadian information here. So if you're looking to come to Canada, or you know someone who is looking to come to Canada, you can share the link with them, and we'll have them here. Okay, yeah, I'm back live. I think I mistakenly pressed a button on my phone that closed the live. So yeah, I'm from Nigeria, but I live in Canada. I recently moved to Canada. I moved to Canada earlier this year, which was in January. So I've been in Canada for say about 9 months now. My gender, I'm female, as you can see. I assume you're watching the video unless you are not actually seeing the video. If you are just hearing the audio, I am female, and I'm glad to meet you all. So basically, some of the ways I'll just go straight into what I have to say for today and probably just take you around what I'm doing today. Yeah, so to come to Canada is, there are different ways to come to Canada. You can come to Canada through school, through work, through PR, that is permanent residency. Yes, of course, my name is Joy. My name is Joy. That's my real name, and I'm glad to meet you, Himanshu Rana. Please, you all don't forget to like this video, comment, share, send the link to people to join in. Yeah, so like I said, there are basically various ways to there are various ways to come to Canada. That would be their work, their school, and their PR, right? Thank you. Thank you, Ricky, as well. Thank you, Rana. Yeah, so for schooling, I once did try schooling, but apparently it didn't really work out per se, because so I tried schooling to Canada and to UK, but the Canadian schooling requires some level of it requires a certain grade point average, right? Which I apparently didn't really meet up. But there are some schools that that can give you a lower grade point average, really. And I kind of like opted for those schools, but those schools are pretty expensive. And but eventually I didn't even get the admission, so getting the schooling was not even part of the whole thing. Even for UK, I kind of like got the conditional admission, but I didn't get the unconditional admission. So that was where it ended. I didn't even bother to apply for a visa to either Canada or UK, because I didn't even have the admission itself, the unconditional admission. Do you know how much it will cost me approximately to study in Canada? So Canada, it depends on the course you're studying, right? It depends on the course you're studying. So it could take you about, say, give or take, maybe between 40 to 45,000 Canadian dollars. Yeah, about 40 to 45,000 Canadian dollars. Like, that would be like your proof of funds that you present to the embassy when you're applying for a Canadian visa. Some schools may also require it, just so that they're sure that you can actually come. You're not just trying to just get the admission and not really show up, because of course they are also looking for students as well, right? So yes, it will take approximately, say, about 40,000 to 45,000 Canadian dollars, and you can always add to it. If you have up to 50,000 Canadian dollars, you can always add to it. That's not a problem. So basically, life in Canada has been good. Life in Canada has been great. It's quite amazing being in a country like Canada. Is just a country that kind of like gives you peace. Like, that if you're in this country, you have peace, right? You are not kind of skeptical about maybe getting into any security trouble or anything. You can move out freely. You can move out in the evenings, in the nights, depending on how safe your environment is, though, because there are I don't know about other provinces, but I know about, for Alberta, there are places in Alberta, like each city, downtown of each city, usually there is a lot of like insecurity in the night from like 8 p.m. Like once the sun is down, you find people just roaming around, and those people could be dangerous to you, right? So like this, so I'm currently in Edmonton, so downtown Edmonton, downtown Calgary. People usually say, oh, don't like get a house there, don't maybe like rent an apartment there, even though some people still do rent apartments. People usually say, oh, don't do this, don't do that. And then because of the caliber of people you see in the evenings, because let's say you go to work around like 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. and then you close from work around 5 or 6 or 7, and you're coming back to the house around 8 or 9, it's kind of like dangerous for someone, even as a female. Even as a female, let alone a guy, right? So that 40 to 45,000, it will usually, is it per year? It's not. I don't think that would be per year. I'm not sure that would be per year. I know that's what has to be your proof of funds. So your proof of funds, I would say, so it's not a fixed amount. The reason why I said that 40 to 45,000 is based on, and this is like the amount that you have in your account that will make the Canadian government know that they are serious, and it will make it easier for them. It will be easier to get you a visa, a Canadian study visa, right? Other than when you are not when you don't have the amount. So I don't think that's going to be like per year, right? So the proof of funds you're supposed to have in your account is supposed to be your school fees plus living expenses for, I think, the duration of your course, right? So if you duration of maybe your masters, I don't know if it's a masters or bachelor's you want to go for, right? So the duration of your course, the proof of funds you have to have, maybe not the duration of your course, maybe the, what's it called, the proof of funds, living expenses for 1 year. So proof of funds is usually your school fees for the first year plus living expenses for, I think, the first year as well, or maybe some part of it, depending on how well you are able to manage your finances. But you have to have those funds in your account. Yeah, so yeah, schooling is relatively kind of on the high side here, right? So I'm not a student. Like I said, the study pathway didn't work when I tried it while coming to Canada. So no, I'm not a student. I came as a permanent resident. I did permanent residency from Nigeria. I did permanent residency from Nigeria. So I came as a permanent resident. It took me just about, if you check my last video, like after the live video, you can go and check my last video. It took me just about let's say 3 months. It took me about 6 months to process my permanent residency from Nigeria to Canada. Yeah, so that's like about 6 months. Yeah, and it was really a beautiful one. I think I got I got it. So I entered the pool in when did I enter the pool? I entered the pool third week of April, and by third week of October, yeah, third week of October, I got my passport request. What do I do for a living? If you want to know, you can you can go to LinkedIn. But seriously, I'm a content creator. That's not what I do for a living, by the way. I'm into digital marketing and all. Yes, so you can probably find more about me on LinkedIn. Not with this name, of course, but yeah. So what was I even saying again? I'm on the live video. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So that was just my roommate popping in. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, so there are different ways to come to Canada. I've talked about the study route where okay, no, I've not really talked about that. Where for the study route, you will need to apply to schools. Obviously, you need a certain grade point average to apply to schools. If you're lucky to get a scholarship, fine, then the scholarship will cover your proof of funds, right? Or well, at least it will cover your school fees. I don't know if it covers living expenses, if you're able to get a full scholarship. But some of these institutions also give tuition discounts, so you could get maybe like $1,000, $2,000, $4,000 off. Sometimes if they are very generous, I've seen for some places in Ireland, they could give you up to 50% off your scholarship, off your tuition. So if your tuition is supposed to be 14,000 euros, they will give you 7,000 discount, and you pay 7,000 euros for the entire duration of the course, whether it's 1 year or 2 years. Yeah, so other countries you may also want to consider would be Australia, Ireland, like Ireland, US. Funny enough, when I was sending school applications for UK and Canada, I don't even know why I didn't do US, but somehow I just didn't do US. I just didn't do US at that time. But so you can also consider US as well, because it's actually relatively a very good. This is serious. So I don't know what's my. I don't know what my phone was doing. I don't know if there was an issue with the internet. Just give me a quick moment here. I'll just give me a moment here. So you said, were you working in Nigeria when you had applied for PR? Yes, I was working. I was doing a full-time job. I was doing a full-time work when I applied for PR, and I did the whole PR process when I was in Nigeria working full time. So you don't have to be schooling before you can do that. So for the study, all you need to do is to hold on. Let me just check. Okay, I'm still live. I'm trying to check if I'm live on my system. Yeah. So for the study, all you need to do is to make applications, and then when you are giving an unconditional offer and you probably pay your tuition deposit, then you can go ahead and when you're paid your tuition deposit, you can now go ahead and what's it called? I'm trying to remember the name. You can go ahead and apply for a Canadian visa, a Canadian study visa. I didn't get to the point of applying for the study visa, so I don't really know so much about that. Of course, if I look at that kind of process, I can figure it out. But right now, I'm not able to say so much about that because I didn't go through the study pathway. I'm just be taking munching of bread here because I've not eaten today. This is supposed to be my brunch, breakfast plus lunch. Yes. So for the work pathway, the next pathway you can use would be the work pathway. So for excuse me. So for schooling, you're supposed to apply to different schools. Like you can apply to different schools, and yeah, that's what you just basically do. You look for schools that have designated learning institutions and apply to those schools. Basically, you just do that. You apply to those schools, because if the school is not a designated learning institution and you go and pay heavy school fees, as expensive as it may be, we come out and to get a job, to get postgraduate work permit after that will be a problem, right? Because the school was not a designated learning institution. So that means you just paid free money. Now you have to look for how you will get work by yourself. Yes. So so that's it. You make sure you're applying to a designated learning institution, and also find out if they have like opportunities for also find out if you'll be eligible to get a postgraduate work permit after you're done with the schooling. Okay, that's just about that. And yeah, I'm just gonna be munching this. Do you think I can apply for PR if I'm working for past year? Well, just a moment here, please. So of course, if you've been working, you can apply for PR. Whatever you have been working as is what will just determine what your occupation will be in the pool, what your NOC will be in the pool. That's basically just it. So you can opt for PR if you want to. By the way, what have you been working as? So what you have been working as will determine your occupation, which is your NOC. How old am I? Why are you asking me that here? I wouldn't want to answer that here right now. Even though my birthday is in 2 days, but I still wouldn't want to answer that on this live stream. But I'm happy about your engagement though, but I still wouldn't really want to answer that on the live stream. Where am I? Okay. I'm trying today to do a couple of things on my system here while on the live video, while on the live stream. So to apply in the pool, of course to get the PR, you have to enter the express entry pool and all of that. All of those things you have to enter the express entry pool. Yeah, that's just basically what it is. Basically, if anyone else has any other questions, You can just put it in the comment section and I'll respond to you when I get the questions. Okay, just trying to munch on something here. So I just realized that I got wheat bread. Normally I usually get just the normal bread, and today, which is like 1 week after getting this bread, I just realized that this is wheat bread, and I don't like wheat bread, but guess what, I have to eat it. So because obviously I cannot be going to go and return bread that I took like 1 week ago. And so Imanshu Rana, what country are you in? What country are you currently in? And you said if you're working for the last 3 years, what have you been working as? Okay. Research analyst for a stock market broker. And what country are you in at all? Okay, so let me see. Okay. So then now let's go into work. Like the what do you call them? Like if someone wants to apply through work, like to get a work permit to come and work. So from the information I've had, from the details I've had about work permits, it's you could have like an open work permit that permits you to work in different companies, or you could have a closed work permit. You can have a closed work permit that you can have a closed work permit, that only allows you work maybe with a certain company. Let's say you got like you said you're in India. I say I work in India. Let's say you got like a job from Canada while you were still in India, and you get a work permit, right? When you come here, you would that work permit visa only allows you to work in that certain company. So you can't say, oh, I'm not going to, maybe like until you get your PR and stuff like that. So I don't think you would just be able to just opt out of that company like that. There must be a procedure, maybe if you want to leave for some reason. You can't just opt out of the company like that. Like you just can't opt out of the company like that because it's a closed work permit. You have to keep working there. I think maybe if you want to opt out, then that means you want to go back to your country. Yeah. Okay, the only reason I wanted to know how old you were is because age is an important factor. Yeah. I am. So I'm not yet at that age where your points begins to decrease when you turn some certain ages. I'm not up to that age. So yeah, age was for PR. I had the highest points for age, like absolutely highest points for age. So I I had the highest points for age, so you should have an idea of what it is. I just can't say it on this live video. Oh, okay. Thank you to my 2,000 subscribers. I have like 2,000 and about 30 extra now. Wow, we are growing. So okay. Yeah, so we have so for the work permit, I talked about the closed work permit and open work permit. So if you want to go through the work route, that's something you can go ahead and do. But if you want to go through the study route, you can also go ahead and do that as well. So for the work route, you need to of course get a job. Of course you need to get a job if you want to go through the work route, and then you apply for LMIA. That would be labor market impact assessment. That's what would once you apply for the LMIA, you would get like your work visa, your work permits, and you can come here and start working. So one of the ways people easily get PR is to either come here and study or come here and work, because if you have Canadian schooling, if you school in Canada or have Canadian work experience, you boost your points in the pool. Right, so in the pool there are different things that can boost your points. It can be French, it can be French. Did I just see a notification come up? Okay. It can be French, it can be job offer, it can be that you've worked here for a while, it can be that you've schooled here before. Well, so there's so many things. And then can be, of course, provincial nomination. That's like the highest, because with the current express entry trains, there are a lot of I'm trying to find out the last express entry draw cutoff score. I'm trying to see what it was as at that time. So as at the time I joined the pool, the scores were between 470 to like 490. Then as I progressed in the pool, the scores went up to 500, 520, 530. At some point it was like 550, 560. Recently a contact of mine rather showed me that the scores were like 660 something, and I'm like, how does that even work? Okay, so I'm just looking at the recent draws here, right? I'm not going to show you my screen for privacy purposes, but I'm just going to read out what I have here. There's some draws that are definitely provincial nomination draws only, like it's even showing here. There are some that are for Canadian Express experience class only, so CEC, which is Canadian Experience class. So in the pool you can be in 3 different places. You can either be CEC, Canadian Experience class, so that means you're living in Canada, so maybe you have worked your school there for a while, so that would be Canadian Experience, you're under Canadian Experience class. And then the minimum score was 539. Oh, that's not too bad as against what I thought it was going to be. And the one before then, so this draw was on October 22. The one before then was 791. Wow. Okay, but that was for provincial nominees only. So if provincial nomination will give you 600 extra points in the pool, so it was obviously for only provincial nominees, because who as a federal skilled worker will get 791. So like I said, there are 3 ways you can be in the pool: the Canadian Experience class, CEC, or federal skilled worker, which I was under provincial nomination under federal skilled worker, and then federal skilled trade for the plumbers, the electricians, the technicians, and all of that. Yeah. Okay, so they've had a couple of draws this month. But most of those draws were Canadian Experience class. So what some people do is that they just come and they just find a job, do other things, and they have the Canadian Experience class. They have the experience basically, and they are under the Canadian Experience class. The Canadian Experience class, the what's it called? The score is actually reasonable compared to what I was seeing before. For provincial nomination, it's always very high. It looks like it's like an average of like 750. So this was like 743, 791. Maybe I should be doing videos when they do draws. Yeah, so you guys can see what the scores were. And then there's also French language proficiency. So French language is actually a very good way. So if you have French language, whoa, I think there are sometimes also health and all of that. Someday I'll do a video with someone who came through the health route, so she can let us know how she did it. So you can go through the health route, like for some doctors, nurses, and healthcare professionals. Yeah. And maybe someday if I find someone who came through the who got PR through the Canadian Experience class too. I can invite that person to be on my channel. I came to provincial nomination, which I have said countless times, like countless times. French language proficiency. Guess the last draw that they did. The last draw they did was on October 10. They had 1,000. They issued out 1,000 ITAs, 1,000 invitations to apply. I guess the draw score 444. Can you beat that? Like, so for me, I had like 396 even without doing French. And so if I had done French, I would have at least had maybe like 50 or close to 100, because I think my IELTS gave me almost 100 or 120. I can't remember how long, but my IELTS gave me something. So if I had done French, definitely. So I see 444 here for another French proficiency, 446. Wow, maybe I should even do a video of how French can actually help people here. But I noticed that many people don't like French. Is it easy to find a job in Canada after I graduate if I were to study over there? So what you should know is that in every country, finding a job is a full-time job. I can assure you. Finding a job is definitely a full-time job. It's not easy for anybody. Even as a permanent resident, it took me a couple of weeks to find a job. So here, as a permanent resident, it takes about maybe like an average of 2 to 3 months to find a job, and that's as a permanent resident, not as a student, right? Or as a student or as a worker. If you come under work permit, it may take a bit longer. For permits, maybe it shouldn't take that long, but may or may not take that long. So for like a PR, a permanent resident, it takes an average of about 2 to 3 months, right? So finding a job here is a job on its own. So so even if you were to study, when you come out, you still have to position your skills. You have to revamp your resume to be in the Canadian job style, the Canadian resume style. You have to revamp your resume that way and make it such that you're pitching your best side to the employers, so that you don't look either overqualified or unqualified, underqualified, right? So yeah, all I see this year for the invitation to apply streams under express entry was so they did the last one on 22nd. When was 22nd? Excuse me. 22nd was on Tuesday. Okay, that's not bad. Okay. Yeah, so all I keep seeing here. So sometimes before, they used to do like general draws where anyone that meets an exact cutoff will get an invitation to apply, no matter your stream and all of that. But these days, it's obvious that it's only provincial nomination and all of that they are doing. Only provincial nomination. One is only French. Once you are French and you reach a certain cutoff score of like 444, 446, great. Provincial nomination and you reach a cutoff score of 732 or whatever they have, great. Canadian experience class, and you reach a cutoff score of like 500 plus, great. Because that's all I see in the information here. Okay. The last time I see, oh yeah, I'm beginning to see other streams as we go further down. So I do see a healthcare occupations only. That was the healthcare one that I say that, okay, if you're in healthcare, it may be helpful. Okay, you say you're a research analyst. If you're in healthcare, it may actually be helpful because why would it be helpful? Yeah, because you could get something like this. But the last draw they did for healthcare occupations was July 5. That was like more than 3 months ago, almost 4 months ago. And then what was the score? It was 445, like relatively low. You just needed a few more marks, maybe like masters. Okay, so masters is another thing that you can use to improve your score. So if you have a bachelor's, like you can do a master's and maybe a PhD if you feel it to be beneficial to you. All of this can increase your scores. The number of years you've worked can also increase your score. So if you've worked 1 year or 2 years, if you work 2 years, it increases your score past if you worked 1 year. If you work 3 years, it increases your score if you work 2 years. However, if you worked 4 years, it doesn't increase your score past 3 years. You see that it's 3 years and above. So once you have worked for 3 years and above, your score for your work is at the maximum. Like that's basically it. So what did I do for work in Nigeria? Basically digital marketing, right? So and that's what I did for work. The last general draw that they had this year, like general, was in April 23, 2024. They had over 2,000 ITAs issued, and the cutoff CRS score was 529. Whoa, 529. Okay, not too bad compared to what I've been seeing. So so the things that can increase your score on the pool would be French, would be acing your IELTS, because if you get maybe like 7.0 instead of 7.5, right? So not like you can't do that, but there's a difference. What? I don't understand what you mean. You mean what I studied? Or sorry, what I do for work? I said I did digital marketing. So yeah, things that can boost your score in the pool would be French, IELTS, acing your IELTS, getting an extra degree, schooling and working in Canada, yeah, and provincial nomination. That's basically it. Yes, digital marketing. That's what I said. It's been a very long time since they did the general draw. Earlier in the year, they had STEM occupations only. So everyone kind of like has a chance in the pool, right? Because sometimes they could just pick what you fall under. So for STEM occupations, that would be science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So if your occupation is under any of those four, science or technology or engineering or mathematics, and you get the cutoff score of 491, then they will pick you. Yes. Oh, okay. That would be, yeah, digital marketing. I sometimes talk fast, right? So when I'm just trying to gather my thoughts together, no problem. So earlier in the year, in April, there was STEM occupations, but I only see that once. Then, of course, a lot of French, a lot of provincial nominations. Then there was some transport occupations only. Transports, maybe like for people in the logistics field and all of that. I don't know too much about that transport occupations. Then just trying to check some other things here. Okay. So and then we had agriculture and agri-food occupations only earlier in the year. So people in the agricultural field, yeah, they had all of that as well. People in the agricultural and agri-food occupations, they had a whole lot of that. And yeah, that's okay. So that was as far back as February. They have not done anything like that again. There was another healthcare draw for February, and then you see this agriculture, transportation, all of these, they're like for something. So the last agricultural draw, which was happened to be the only draw for this year, that was 437 as the cutoff mark. The healthcare draw was 422. Transportation occupations 430. So most of these were very, very low. And then it's always good for one to meet maybe at least up to 500, so that if they happen to call your stream and it's below 500, you will meet up to that. Okay, I'm going to text you. Yeah, you can text me on Instagram. You can find my Instagram link on my channel. So under the description part of my channel, you see my Instagram link, Roses of Life underscore blog. So also had a lot of general draws this January this year. For 546, 543, 541, all general draws. And then we had a French draw. We had a whole lot of that. Yeah, so that's about 2024. There's nothing to talk about last year because I believe last year has passed. Okay, August 1. That was my, I just wanted to just move around to to August 1 to my IPA dates. That was the cutoff mark. So that was definitely a general draw. The cutoff mark was 517 and 2000 ITAs were issued. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Because I was among those 2000 people that got ITAs on that day. Yeah, you can message me on Instagram DM. Just introduce yourself, please, when you message me on Instagram and let me know why you are in my DM. Like message box. So yeah, that's it. So apparently, I didn't even offer Europe and Australia. I didn't even choose. So now the thing is, I don't know so much about immigration to UK. I'm not sure how the immigration to UK works. I just know that I assume that it was probably like easier going to school in the UK. You're trying to move them permanently because you find a couple of people from the UK, like most times for the UK, after school the option is usually, oh, go back to your country, which most people don't probably want to do. They probably want to like try to just migrate in the process. So there's really no plan to really be able to migrate excuse me, to immigrate and just stay there. And so most people just try to look for, immediately they're finishing their schooling in UK, they try to move to Canada to get maybe like a permanent residency, like if it's going to be easier for them other than going back to their country, not because they did anything in their country, but just because it's just easier to stay. It's just easier to come to Canada. Like I think Canada has more of a better immigration system than some of these other countries as well. Like these other countries, it's like going to be a big fight trying to it's going to be a big fight trying to get them, trying to move there permanently, like to migrate there permanently. So I think Canada is more friendly with that. I didn't try the whole of Europe, to be very honest. The only place I tried schooling in was UK, and which didn't obviously work out. And then Australia, nah, I was never really interested in Australia. I have a couple of friends who went to Australia, but I've just not been that person that is actually interested in Australia. I'm just not that kind of person that's interested in Australia. Let me see. 13. Excuse me. So I see 32 minutes here, but I know I started almost 1 hour ago. Something happened that flashed up that reversed my my life to 3 minutes earlier in this video. Hello to Talpada. I'm doing fine. I'm doing okay. How are you doing as well? Feel free to like this video, comment, and of course share. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, so how is everyone's week going? Okay, hello Rana. It's nice meeting you today as well. It's nice meeting you today, and I hope to connect with you probably on Instagram. I'll be posting more videos I'll be posting more videos on on maybe the draw scores and things like that if need be. There's another video which I'm editing right now, so I've not been able to shoot any other related video. I'm still editing a Canada related video, and I may be doing a couple of shorts. So yeah, that would come in when I'm able to post long form videos, because I did intend to post this last week that just finished, but nah, I was not eventually able to. We chose Canada over Australia. That's Taupada, master in accounting. Okay, yeah, that's good. So how have you been finding it so far, Taupada? You said you're studying masters in accounting in Canada. What province are you in, and how have you been finding it so far? I hope it's been enjoyable for you. So what I'm doing at the moment is not even related to digital marketing at all. It's just like a kind of like entry level role, sort of. So yeah, until something better comes by the way. Yeah. So okay, you're in Saskatchewan. Oh, okay, that's nice. When did you move into Canada, and how have you been finding it so far? And how long is your course? Is it 1 year or 2 years? Are you almost done? Are you looking for a job? Like, how do you find the Canadian study industry? Because I am on the PR end of it, and I don't really know what it feels like to study. People say, oh, studying is it's not that easy, especially for masters. But how have you been finding masters in accounting? Sorry, how long is the course? Are you almost done? And then when did you actually come into Canada also? Um, just doing one or two things here. Is there anything else anybody else want us to chat about? I still have about an hour to go. I'm trying to make this about 2 hours. So if anyone has like questions, comments, yeah, ready to ready to reply to them. Having to force myself to eat this wheat bread, because apparently I didn't know it was wheat bread. And then just like a few minutes before I started this live video, I was like, why does my bread look like this? Yo. And here we go. And lo and behold, I went and I checked it, and I saw that it was wheat bread. And I was like, how did I not see this? Like, I like to lick my spoon, because I'm using it with Nutella. That's some chocolate spread. So I always lick up my spoon. Oh, okay, that's fine. I need to get some sleep. All right, it's 1:10 a.m. here, so that'll be 1:10 a.m. in the morning on Monday morning. Okay, so that's like almost 12 hours difference. Okay, because like it's 1:40 p.m. here right now, so that's maybe like 11 and a half hours or so. Right? Yeah, that's like 11 and a half hours, I assume. Or 12 and a half hours. I don't even know the calculation. Yeah. So it was nice chatting with you today, Rana. And catch up with you later. Have a great rest of your night as well. For you, it's night, so have a great rest of your night. Bye bye. So who else is still on the chat and wants to chat about different things? So I'll be living in Canada. It's a very interesting topic, which I like to talk about. So if you're on the video, please just like this video, comment, share the link with people to come and watch. Yeah. And thank you all for your love on my last video. It was really massive. Like, thank you guys so much. It was really enjoyable. So today I'll try to actually take you guys cooking today with me, but as it were, I went for a birthday party yesterday and I brought home food, like food that can last me this week, or at least, well, the next few days. So no cooking today, most likely no cooking tomorrow. I may just do chips and omelets, like fried egg, and that's just gonna be it. Because yeah, my birthday is on Tuesday, I have to enjoy myself. But with the food I brought home yesterday, I don't need to cook anything for my birthday. Like, there's rice, there's soup. I just need to make my swallow, and yeah, we're good. I did want to watch a video while on this live, but there's probably going to be copyright for the audio. Yeah, most likely. There's probably going to be like copyright for the audio. Yeah. Hello, welcome to the live video. You can put your likes, your comments, your shares. You can also subscribe if you're new here as well. Let me see. So for today, I didn't really have so much doing. Probably have a few more meetings later this week. I'm just get ready to prepare for the new weeks. So if you have like questions Canada immigration related, you can just let me know. I've talked about like a whole lot in this live video, so you can watch the replay to know what I talked about. I'm doing a couple of like volunteering roles, which I'm just trying to figure out what is even happening today, because I ain't gonna have time to do that during the week. So yeah, and then life in Canada is relatively a very beautiful one. You're not scared of something going wrong with you. You can come back at just anytime you want to. Maybe not anytime. I think the time you come back would determine the time you come back home, like dependent on where you are living. That would determine the time that you will come back home, honestly, or determine the time that you come back home. Let me see. So for example, just like I said, if you live in downtown, then you can't be coming back home late, like especially if you don't have a car. Like, you can't be walking home late. It's gonna be so dangerous, right? So you would have to. So I'll be doing these live videos like maybe like every day or every 2 days or 3 or 4 times in the week, just to engage you all. And please just watch the videos, like, comment, share, and I will definitely post a video this week, because I'll probably post my my birthday vlog or something of that sort. I may post on my birthday, and then after my birthday I'll post my birthday vlog, and yeah, I'll be good with that. I don't really have like anything that I intended to, like, I just intended to cook today, but since I already brought home food yesterday, there's no need to cook. And definitely not this wheat bread. I would have to find bread somewhere else. I definitely can't keep eating this wheat bread. Next problem is that I don't actually want to go out to go and buy this bread. Because I didn't really intend to do that today. I just have to find what to eat in the morning for the rest of the week. Either I find what to eat in the morning for the rest of the week, or I manage the bread. Because it's not like I'm doing anything with it. So the main part of this live video will probably be a day in my life. Unfortunately, I cannot show you my laptop screen for privacy purposes. But just gonna go ahead and do other things here. So after when I spent maybe like 3 years in Canada, which I spent like about, say, about 1,000, I think 70 something days, on the 1,095 days, you can apply for citizenship. Wait, let me calculate this thing. 365 times 3. There's a particular number which I know. 1,095 days, you can apply for citizenship. But if you have not spent that long, then you will not be eligible for citizenship. So for the citizenship, they calculate it as at when you started. Let me put this on this side. I'm trying to work on this other side of my system. So when they calculate it from the day, they calculate it from the day you became a permanent resident. So when you see a confirmation of permanent residency number, you are not a permanent resident though, until you land in Canada and they stamp your passport and cross out your visa, your one entry visa. You are not a permanent resident. Don't dream. Until you land in Canada, you must land in Canada before your COP, that's your confirmation of permanent residency, before it expires. Otherwise, you're gonna apply from the beginning. And if you happen to not be have the factors that made you eligible as at the time you go to IT, you're in big trouble, because it's better you land in Canada like temporary landing, what people call soft landing, meaning you're not there to stay permanently yet. You just land, maybe like you just land temporarily. I was looking for the word. When you just land temporarily, you can just land temporarily. They confirm you as a permanent resident. You and your family members, they confirm all of you as permanent residents. And you can leave after 2 days if you wish, or leave after 1 week. It's your business, right? But then if you're leaving without your PR card, you have to make sure you have the PRTD. That's the PR travel documents that will allow you back in when you come in. Because remember, the visa that you have is a one entry visa. When you're coming for a PR the first time, the visa that you have on your passport is a one entry visa, and they will cross it out at the border before you enter. Immigration will do that, so you can't use the visa again. It's not a multiple entry visa, no, when it's not a visit visa. So you have to be very, very sure before you actually what's the word now, You have to be very, very sure before you go ahead and travel out. But it's better to land before your confirmation of permanent residency number expires, so that you can do what you need to do. You can always travel later. So it's the dates that you landed in Canada and confirmed as a permanent resident that will be the date that you start counting your permanent residency for. So when they say what day did you become a permanent resident, that's the day you landed in Canada. That's like, for me, that was the day I landed in Canada. For you, that would be the day you land in Canada, or the day you have landed in Canada. What day did I even land? I'm trying to find it. Oh, here we go. Let me see what it has to say. Wow. Okay. So just now, I knew that obviously I can't apply for citizenship like right now, but I just used the citizenship eligibility calculator just to see. And I thought they were actually going to say, oh, you're not eligible, blah, blah, blah. And they said, oh, you're going to be eligible January 2027. And I'm like, that's in 3 years' time, right? And that's because I came this year. So that January 2027 is if I don't travel out of Canada to maybe other countries and spend XYZ days there. So what you must have spent like 1,095 days in Canada, not like following each other back to back. You can travel. You're not tied here with an umbilical cord or with a placenta. You can actually travel. You can actually travel, and you can travel, and that's basically. Can travel, you can be away for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, that's your business. But you must achieve that 1,095 days within 5 years for you to be able to apply for citizenship. So don't be pressured. Like, if you can spend 8 months here and 4 months back in your country, that's fine. How many days is 8 months? So let's just say you spend 8 months. That'll be 240 days times 5. Will it be up to 1,009? Okay, yeah, you should meet up to it. Even before the 5 years is over, you should be able to apply for citizenship. So the 1,095 days, you don't have to spend like consecutively, like be here for 3 years without going back to your home country. No, you can go to your home country and spend as long as you like. You can go back to any country. You can travel and tour the entire world if you so wish. But if you want to apply for citizenship, the more you stay in Canada, of course, the closer you are to apply for your citizenship. Of course, now, obviously, makes sense. Okay. There was Nutella on my hand. So let's say you want to do 7 months per year. You stay in Canada for 7 months each year and 5 months elsewhere. Let me see. So that would be 1,050. Be short by 45 days. Unless you do so. So if you can do like 7.5 months in Nigeria and 7.5 months in Canada and 4.5 months outside, you're good to go. So if we have like 7.5 months, 7.5 times 30, I'm just doing calculations like what it would take you to become a citizen. So that would be 225. Oh yeah, so if you say 7.5 months, it will be 1,000. By the end of 5 years, you'd have spent 1,125 days in Canada, and you can apply for permanent residency. So I think if your permanent residency should expire and you are not yet like spent enough time to apply for citizenship, I think you can renew your permanent residency, like to renew your permanent residency card. So yeah, you renew it and then you keep staying and staying until you finally get it. and you become a citizen, and that will give you an opportunity to go to some places without needing visa, right? So you can go to the US without a visa, without a visiting visa. You can go to UK without a visiting visa, and all those kind of things. Yeah, I'm tired of this wheat bread, honestly. I wish I could just keep it somewhere. Okay, yeah. If you feel I should be dropping draw updates on my channel, please let me know. Please let me know. Please let me know. Please let me know. So that way I can look out for like draw updates and what? I can look out for draw updates and always post them. I would always post them. That's something you all would be interested in. I'm trying to find out what immigration what am I saying? Immigration draw score this is about. So for the draw scores, I may just be posting them on my shorts, to be very honest, because I ain't gonna be doing an entire video. It just take me like 1 minute to say what I want to say, I assume. So if you feel that, hello, welcome, whoever that is, welcome to my live stream. So if you feel that I should be posting the draw scores as they happen, please let me know and I'll be at your service. At your service. At your service. Okay, I've spent almost 1 hour on this live. I'm actually feel that I'll just end it after 1 hour because I think I'm actually getting tired. I'm an evidence so evidence you are the lifter of men. My life is a testimony of your grace, so darling Jesus, I'm an evidence you are the lifter of men. My life is a testimony of your grace, so darling Jesus, I'm an evidence to you are the lifter of men. My life is a testimony of your grace. So, okay, they recently did a trade occupation draw. So that's like I said earlier, the plumbers, the electricians, the technicians, the workmen, the handymen. They recently did one on October 23rd, which was on Wednesday, with 1,800 invitations, like 1,800. I'm used to saying 1,800. Please, I cannot do that. 1,800, 1,600, 1,625. Please, 1,625. I beg. Which one is 1,625? So 1,800 invitations. Wow. So that means there were a number of people, a lot of people with that. So no matter your type of occupation, there's something for you with IRCC. Like there's definitely a lot for you with IRCC because 1,800 occupations. Wow. That's very, very wonderful. And then the cutoff was 433. Oh, nice. So it's not that high. And this was the second trade occupation draw for 2024. Okay, I don't know why this supposed antivirus keeps coming up on my laptop. Like if it is supposed antivirus, I don't know why it's coming up. Honestly, I don't even know how to scrap this thing out. So this This is the second time, because I know they did the trade draw last year, but I do not actually recall them doing the trade draw this year, right? And I'm seeing that this is the second one they are doing since they started. Okay, no, this is the second trade occupation draw for 2024, and the fourth one since the category based draws were introduced. So probably they did 2 last year and 2 this year. Not sure they will do another one again. I'm an evidence, an evidence, an evidence. Just like I said earlier in this video, most of the draws are Canadian experience, class, provincial nomination, and French, like French, trades, and then some bit of trades, some health. Don't mind this, my wig. Okay. Having some Nutella. The lifter of men. I'm an evidence. 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 You are the lifter of men. My life is a testimony of your grace, darling Jesus. I'm an evidence. You are the lifter of men. My life is a testimony of your grace. Darling Jesus, I'm an evidence. You are the lifter of men. My life is a testimony, your grace. I'm an evidence. 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 You are the lifter of men. My life is a testimony of your grace, darling Jesus. I'm an evidence. You are the lifter of men. My life is a testimony of your grace. I'm an evidence. I'm an evidence. Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining my live video. Please do not forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and say whatever you think about this live video in the comment section. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section and I'll be glad to respond to them. And I wish you all a beautiful week ahead. We will reunite on this live video again probably tomorrow or on Tuesday, which is my birthday, one of the two, or maybe even on Wednesday. I'll be doing these live videos say like 4 to 5 times a week, a bit less or a bit more, who knows, maybe every day, maybe 4 to 5 times a week, depending on how much time I have to spend or how much time I get. Some days it probably not be this bright because I'm shooting this video, editing this live video. Did I just say editing? Doing this live video by 2 p.m. On other days it may be maybe like 6 p.m. or 9 p.m. So it may not be this bright. So if you see lightning that's not this bright, sorry, you just have to pardon it. Just pardon me ahead in advance. Yes. So all right, thank you so much for joining this video or joining this live video. Yeah. And of course, do not forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment. Yeah, I was trying to remember everything it was or everything else to say. All right, bye bye. I'm an evidence soon. I'm an evidence soon. I'm an evidence soon. I'm an evidence soon. I'm an evidence you are the lifter of men. My life is a testimony of your grace, so darling Jesus, I'm an evidence you are the lifter of men. My life is a testimony of your grace, so darling Jesus, I'm an evidence you are the lifter of men. My life is a testimony of your grace, so ooh, I'm an evidence, so I'm an evidence, so I'm an evidence, so I'm an evidence, oh, I'm an evidence you are the lifter of men. No, my life is a testimony of your grace, oh, hallelujah, amen. All right, bye everyone. Have a great weekend or a great week ahead. Thank you. Bye bye.